there's a deliberate attempt to strategically paint Nigeria black and paint this government black. Listen to me. In 2023, a particular presidential candidate recruited 5 social media influencers, sent someone to China, imported 4,000 technophones, recruited 4,000 people, put them on X, put them on Facebook, put them on Instagram, put them on TikTok. And the agenda was not to communicate economic policy, this is our plan, this is what we can do. No. One simple agenda. Anything President Tinubu does, attack it. And if Murayo on a show says, oh, inflation has dropped from 34% to 70%, one of those 5 influencers will copy and handle, post it on that group, and 4,000 people will come and attack our social media. As I speak to you, they've grown that group from 4,000 to 11,000 people. So the things you see on social media that you think, oh, this is what people are talking about in comment section. No, it is engineered to make you hate me, to make me hate you, and to make you hate APC, and hate government, and hate our future. You might not know this. And they have a back-end group in Dubai. They have a support group in Texas that is also feeding the diaspora with the same thing. So what you think is trending on social media, it's a deliberate engineered effort by a group of people. Now,
see, you need to have a mental health condition to be able to say you are working for the APC, you believe in the APC. It's a mental health condition. You get crazy. This is a Baphomet judge. Clean English. Even sit down like sister, cross leg or doyo. Now you are spilling rubbish. Look at what you are saying. Okay, there is a deliberate engineering to make people hate APC. This Femi Bajabia now your chief of staff will be thief. We collect where the masses 100 million, run a fake agency. Whereas, not be saying a fake, set up a system to be confusing your Lodo president so that he can be siphoning money from him from the coffers of this country to his personal pocket and to his cronies. So who exactly is the one engineering that? You wanted to run a government where nobody will be able to ask you questions. You want to run a system that it will be, you have immunity and impunity. You are shocked that there's a generation questioning things, and then you say that there is a deliberate engineering, there's a back-end team, or doyo. Let me tell you this, and I'm saying this, my name is Mr. Common Sense. I've been on this struggle since 2021. A lot of you would know. I don't need to explain to people that have followed me. One of my biggest problems with the Peter Obi's campaign, I know he's referring to Peter Obi, is that I have complained, why don't we have a unified structure for everybody speaking for this campaign? I've not spoken with Peter Obi. The first time I spoke to Tanko, the head of the obedience team, the one and only question I asked him, why are we still working in disarray? Why don't we pull ourselves together? That's the first question I asked. A couple of days ago, I was talking to my friend Ghana. We were complaining the same thing. Can we have, that is in my own capacity, at my level in this movement, I am still complaining that we do not have that unified group that is able to put all of us together, that umbrella where we can be able to do this engineering is talking about. This is 2026. It is not yet done. Of course, it's my problem. A lot of persons do not see it like that. Anyways, imagine somebody saying that in 2023, no. It was Nigerians who were tired of the nonsense of the APC and recognized that this man you are forcing on us do not have the capacity. 3 years down the line, it is clear and obvious, audible to the deaf and visible to the blind, that him and his team are failed, Olodos, and they are ruining the fortunes of this country. The chance that Nigeria had, it is now almost inevitable to saying that if we don't get 2027 right, we don't have any lifeline again. The 2027 is not taken away from these people. If Nigeria continue to rest in the bosom at the hands of these people, these criminals, these thieves, after 2027, the country is gone. We had a chance to have redirected this ship to the destination of rest for this country in 2023. Right now, this is like an injury time, an extra time opportunity, not even penalties. If we miss 2027, we are done. Except if the system is brought down. The system has to be brought down. Elections cannot save Nigeria again if we don't get it right democratically in 2027. And this Obafemi judge wants to sit somewhere like a cis and tell us that there's an engineering. Went out to spring for that rubbish, including telling us that some of the headlines you are seeing now have been repeated headlines. The only thing the APC is shocked at is that the way they took over government in 2015, they never believed that a set of Nigerians will rise up. A candidate will wake up and it will wake the sensibilities of Nigerians and they will resist them. They are only shocked that they are met 2 to 2. And that's why I don't believe in this nonsense that obedient are too harsh. Listen to me. When you are dealing with demons, you have to be demonic in your fighting. These ones. Let me tell you, whatever plans you have, please be very forceful. Because we know that if you catch us, we'll finish us. If we catch you, we'll finish you. Whatever happens after 2027, we will not blame anybody. We will not blame Bola Tinubu. We will not blame Peter Obi. We will not blame anybody. It is our destiny that we are fighting for. Olodo. So the nonsense that happened under the nose of the president, that he signed 1.3 billion naira away to an agency that does not exist. Can you even tell how many agencies are existing that is not aware? How many ministries exist? How many MDAs? If they have even added 12 states to the number of states and that he's signing for, the man cannot read, doesn't know he's being caged, he's being gagged, he's being controlled and manipulated. And then you say you want to push blame that people trying to hate this country. What benefit has this country made to the people? Is the country working? The man that said now statistics will chop is not running the country on statistics. Suddenly now you want us to believe that inflation that has dropped 2% is enough. GDP, foreign reserve. As it better? What have you invested monies you have collected from these people? What have you invested it in? You are sharing it for clothing. Nigerians are paying through their nose for fuel, for electricity, for everything. Femi and his gang of thieves are taking it through the back door. And then you say, there are a people, engineering, 4,000 people. If there's supposed to be a team doing that, I support that group. I support them. I know that deserve to be there. I know they. So where are they? Agbaya Olodo.
I repeatedly say this. This life is balanced. Now you know stand well. There is a deliberate intention by the government to shortchange the Nigerians to believe lies than the truth. But I said it time after time. I don't blame the politicians. I blame the people. I have stopped blaming the politicians. Every time you hear Nigerians saying our government are bad people, the leaders are corrupt, the people are not to be blamed. No, the politicians are not to be blamed again. The people are to be blamed. There's a deliberate intention to shortchange the Nigerian people. But I can tell you that the people who want to shortchange us, who want to cheat on us, are not to be blamed. We are to be blamed. This man is sitting on a podcast with people listening to him, and they believe that this man is convincing them, and this man is telling them the truth. Let's assume that what he's saying is true, that the politicians bought phone to preach propaganda on social media. Is it now a propaganda that in this government, let's forget Buhari time, in this government, that somebody is sitting in a federal secretariat with a budget, with a CBN account, with a budget coming from the National Assembly, with everything attached to be a ministry? Who did that? Now the presidential candidate who buy phone for people, now do that one too. Let's assume they want the presidential candidate bought phone and make sure he put people somewhere for people to hate the government. Who do this one? Now the same presidential candidate, nine two person here. In 2014-15, Fashola was campaigning for Tinubu, for Buhari. With Tinubu, Tinubu said that we pay 5,000 naira to unemployed graduates. The video is there, you can go and verify. Fashola said if we could not fix electricity, stone us. This man is on TV telling people that they cannot do it in China for 6 months. But electricity is stable in Abia in less than 6 months. Electricity is 24 steady light in Abia in less than 6 months. It took our government how many minutes, how many days to fix solar in the whole of Aso Rock? You would think you can lie. The president knows that he cannot do it. Yet he promised Nigeria that if I cannot fix electricity in 4 years, you should not vote for me again. We should believe you, who is paid to do damage control, than to believe the man who made promise and could not keep it. You want to gaslight people. You want to accuse every time. It's all blame games. Let's assume there's a presidential candidate that did that. Now that you are in power, not the person, why can't you do something that will make people to love Tinubu? Exactly. The same May 29 that Tinubu was sworn in, and every other 31 APC governors were sworn in the same period that Lesotho was sworn in. If Tinubu is failing, what of other APC governors? Why are they not doing well? Why are they not performing well? So that people will talk about them the way they're talking of Lesotho. But this is why I keep saying I don't blame the politicians anymore, because the people don't have sense. If I happen to be in that crowd, this man is saying this, and I open my mouth to ask him the same question, he will bury himself. He will know that he's a liar. Because sometimes when they say this thing, I always want to accept that what you're saying is the truth, so that argument will end. But I will ask you a question that you cannot answer. Let's assume there's someone who bought a phone and paid people. At least I know you might say it's Peter Obi, because the last time I checked, people say it's 4 people to eat in a room. Peter Obi is a social media president. Now it's no more social media president. You people are afraid of the same social media president not to run. The person that you say has no structure, that the argument has died. Structure or no structure, you know that without structure, he won the election. P2P is a liar, but you're afraid of a liar. You that say the truth, why can't you show us the workings of the truth? Let's assume it's even P2P you're talking about. Let's assume that what you're saying is the truth. Why have you two done a work for people to like you? Because someone said in a podcast, impact have been felt, they are not being imagined. You don't explain impact. People feel it. Impact have been felt. They are not imagination. They are not explained. If you are making impact, you punch somebody on the face. The person that received the punch don't need explanation to know that a punch, an uppercut, or a southpaw landed on his face or on his jaw. You don't need an explanation. He will feel it. He will shake his foundation, shake his medulla oblongata, send a blackout to his face. His brain will numb for some time before he regains the consciousness. There will be a hollow sound in his ear for a period of seconds before he regains consciousness. Impact is being felt. It's not explained. It's not imagination. That's why I say this life is balanced. Now we know stand well. You can't constantly be lying to the people. This is damage control in the 21st century, my bro. If Tinubu is failing as a president, what happened to other APC governors? Why are people not talking about them the way they are talking about a Labour Party person? Because this one that P2B way if you take carry come, and here P2B still be 6 and 5 to today. That will tell that if they have been in this, if P2B has been a president, he would have done better. If his governor is doing well, he would have been a better person. Because birds of a feather flock together. Why I want to all the time say you cannot completely blame Tinubu because Buhari did that, but Tinubu campaigned expressly for his miracle period era. He campaigned with full-hearted for Buhari, including those who is working with some of them campaign for Buhari because of now. So you say we should not blame him? 8 years of Buhari, 3 years gone now, going to 4 years of Tinubu. What have the APC as a political party done? Suddenly, because people like us are online now speaking, championing this move. This is what I told somebody that in 2024, after they swore in Tinubu, he said, why am I still making video? He thought, I said, no, I'm not here to campaign for P2B. I'm here to re-educate Nigeria. Start preparing for 2027. It's shocking that 2027 is already here. Yet we are still on the same trajectory. We are still talking the same thing because the people are not yet reoriented. People are not yet educated to know the truth, to differentiate between what the politicians are doing and the things they need to do in the coming elections. All these statements, because election is coming. Do you need to campaign? Do you need to do damage control? Did anybody need to like you? If the people even hated you, Enugu State people say that they did not vote for the governor, Peter Mba. But most of them say, oh, thank God that Peter Mba was in power because what? It shocked them. That is how things be. If people do not like you, when you enter, you prove them. Prove your enemies wrong. Prove them, prove yourself right. When your things please the Lord, He make your enemies to be at peace with you. That's how the Bible said it. That when your things is right, your enemy will be at peace with you. That is it. If you are doing the right thing, you borrowed more than every other government. Insecurity was in this same man under his watch. We are not emphasizing on it. Somebody created an agency, a parasata, under the federal secretariat in Abuja here. Have an office running for 2 years. Have an account with CBN under the nose. Even the person fingered a chief of defense staff to the president to this allegation, to this fraud. And you want to tell us that there are people where the social media, they make us hate Mr. President. When there are people who are what we can see deliberately, so it's not enough for people not to like Mr. President. It's not enough. Do we need social media to know that this government are not doing well for us? The children in your state are doing more than 40-something days now in the bush. Is that what social media created? Is that what social media created? No, tell me, is that social media thing? Is that the phone that he bought that is making people to see those ones? Are they the people that they bought phone for? Are they the one that tell the kidnappers to kidnap people? Are they the one forcing insecurity to us? Are they the one defending? Recently, a whole man, a pastor came out and said he has given order. He has nothing to do. He cannot wear khaki. Jonathan wear khaki in his own time. So I don't know. You will just make excuses without thinking. Of course, we know once you enter peace, you lost your brain. Daniel Bawa said it. And that's why when you enter peace, he lost his brain. But like I said, I don't blame you. I blame the people who sit down there that do not put slap on your face. After deceiving them, this is why the pastors goes up and down to deceive the people. And politicians are doing the same. If they are speaking and you walk away, they will know they are talking gibberish. They will know they are messing up. The people there start shouting, no. At this time, and this is not disrespect. This is you being angry for evil. When Eda is speaking nonsense, you challenge him. It's not you not respecting the Eda. It's you being angry for evil. If the Eda wanted to respect himself, he shouldn't have come and say nonsense in the public. We're going to be here to challenge them. Is Peter Obi paying me? No. Does he know me? No. But I've been talking about how we can see a good person. I said the time with that number. I am not after Igbo presidency. I am not after Peter Obi. General Adwa was president of Nigeria. Nobody remember he's a Muslim. I'm from the same state with that of Buhari. All we want is a good person. But as of today, the only good man on that place that we can see is Peter Obi. It might be tomorrow Sibanjo. It might be tomorrow Derefaro to me. It might be tomorrow Donald Duke. It might be tomorrow Alessoti. It might even be governor of it might even be Kwankwaso or Makinde. We know some good politicians along the line that can come out. But as of today, the only one who can see is Peter Obi, not Tinubu. And we cannot shy away from the truth. You can say hey, it's because an Igbo man. If you keep pushing this narrative, where has he gotten Nigeria to? You don't want Igbo man to be president, but we are still angry with them that the one saying they don't want to be part of Nigeria. That is where the problem starts from.
Is everything President Tinubu doing or has done for the past 4 years, does it resonate with you? Do you think he has done well?
To be candid, in terms of security, he has failed. In terms of economy, he has failed.
Failed to economy?
Yeah. Although many people will argue that he didn't create the problem, but my own view is that Tinubu brought in Buhari. Buhari brought this country down. The fact is, if they have agreed for Jonathan to remove subsidy during Jonathan when dollar was still very low,
500, 400.
Exactly. Naira was still very strong, and Nigeria was making money. You understand? If they have allowed Jonathan to remove subsidy, then definitely we'll face the hardship, but we'll be able to overcome it without this same stress we are facing now. This same Tinubu, Bakare, Adeboye, and the rest of them came out and stood against Jonathan removing subsidy. Now the same subsidy, now they removed it.
They removed it.
Yeah. Now we are now facing the hardship where dollar is higher, Naira is weak. Economically, we are not working. We are not strong. Removing subsidy now is the wrong time. The timing is totally wrong. If they have allowed Jonathan to remove subsidy back then, we'll have overcome the stress, and Nigeria will have been better now. You understand? But I don't know. They are the leaders, as they claim. I don't usually call politicians leaders. Nigerian politicians are not leaders. I thought they are not. They are rulers. They are not. They don't live by examples. Leaders live by examples. Nigerian politicians are not leaders. They are not.
I met one of the APC Tinubu, loyalists, and he argued that the state allocations, the GDP, everything has increased. That the president, is not the sole problem we have. He said we should go and hold our local leaders, local government chairman, state government. We should go and hold them responsible.
Exactly. I think that's always the argument that the citizen should hold their governors, their local government chairman responsible for the failure of the state. But let me just give a scenario. The father of the house gave the mother money to prepare for the kids. Unfortunately, the mother didn't do the right thing. Now the people outside were accusing the children that look at the way you look, you are not well fed and stuff like that. Who do you think they are going to refer to?
The father,
of course, is the head of the family. So now you are telling me, as a kid, as a child in the family, I should go and meet my mother, or I should tell my father that what happened. Things are not working in this household. What should be? What's the problem?
So people will still argue that this is democracy. The way Tinubu is elected, that's the reason. That's the same way local government chairman and local governors have been elected. So he does not, have the whole power to monitor into the state and local affairs.
Why will APC have the majority house? Why will APC have majority governors? And you are telling me the president has no power to control his governors, his senators, his House of Rep members? Then I think something is wrong somewhere. You see, the fact is this: Nigeria is an abnormal society. Nigeria is a very good example of a failed society. I'm telling you, if a pack of wolves can lead themselves correctly, and we find it difficult as humans to lead ourselves in Nigeria, then we are not worth to be called humans. If pack of wolves can lead themselves correctly, if you see an alpha as the one that usually lead other wolves, the alpha leads and the other wolves follow. They don't have problem with that. Why will it be difficult for Nigerian leaders to lead Nigeria? If you go to, I've been to different states in Nigeria. I've been fortunate to travel around Nigeria and few other African countries. What I discover is the problem of Nigeria is religion. Problem of Nigeria is tribes. That is tribal problem, religious problem, and political problem. I went to Taraba. I stayed a few years in Taraba. When you get to Taraba, you discover that for years they do not have electricity.
Basic electricity.
Yeah, I live in Gachaka. They do not have electricity. I don't know if they have it now, but they do not have electricity.
How long?
They said for years. They've not. Years. I stayed over close to 3 years, so they do not have electricity. But funny thing is, if you enter the community, you see poles, you will see cables and stuff like that. So I asked, okay, what about these poles and cables? They said this is a politician gimmick. They will come, they will campaign, they will do stuff, but there's no electricity.
And the circle keeps recycling.
Exactly. So what we have is political criminals.
We've been talking about problems, sir. What do you think is the solution? 2027 election is coming. We have the likes of Peter Obi, who people believe to be the Messiah, Atiku, and the rest. Do you think these people can deliver this country?
People that take us to the slave camp cannot be the person or the people that will take us away from the slave camp. I've been to Anambra. I don't see significant to me personally.
Yeah, projects.
No, not even project. Things that will tell you this is the state that has been. See, what we qualify as visible development in Nigeria is not visible
Good day
development.
to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Channel. We've listened to what this APC shifting is saying, and it's saying that there's a deliberate attempt by some group of people to tarnish President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration because they want power at all costs. And I don't believe the statement that he's making, because the reality of what we're facing today in Nigeria is being fought by the poor and average Nigerians, like them at the corridor or in the corridor of power. They don't feel what Nigerians are feeling at all. And the review coming from the street is the honest review. And what the masses are saying is what the reality of Nigeria truly is. If the masses are saying that Nigerians are passing through hell under this administration, then he should take it to his principal to tell them that this is what is happening amongst the masses, and this is the reality of the country today. But trying to downplay this thing and trying to apportion blames to the opposition or trying to call names, I don't think this will lead anywhere. We know there are reforms that have been made that are partly very okay under this administration, but the implementation and the way it's been implemented is not straightforward at all, and like it's not solving the problem it's supposed to solve, rather is worsening the whole problem. And the timing is also another thing. Implementing or maybe creating a reform when it's not due, or when you're supposed to do some things like create some enabling environments, or probably maybe solve some foreseeable problems before implementing those reforms, could trigger so many things. Like you've not solved the problem you're supposed to solve, and you just came and you implemented the reforms that you know that it's going to bring hardship on the masses, and people are complaining now, and you're saying that people are trying to kind of tarnish your administration, and there's a propaganda to like kind of bring this government down. It's not proper at all. We know that the government is doing its bit, but the thing is this: their bit is not enough for Nigerians. You understand? The promises they made before they got to power is not what they are doing. They are doing the opposite of what they promised Nigerians, and Nigerians have every right to come out and tell them that this is what is going on. But to start laying accusation against the opposition and saying that there are people who went to get some phones and like pay people just to tweet, or probably maybe blog, or maybe castigate the government and the government's reform, and to like paint the government in a bad light, I don't think that is true. You understand? Because like, let's be honest with ourselves and let's speak the truth regardless of where we decide we are today. You understand? Because tomorrow you're not going to be in power. Tomorrow you're going to be an ordinary Nigerian, and you would like had wished that day that you spoke the truth to your principal, and you had not come to public TV station to lie, or maybe to create a narrative that is not true. Do you get? So the thing is this: as much as we say or want to accept that there are some reforms under this administration that make sense, the way it's being implemented is not okay, and Nigerians are not feeling the impact of these reforms. And if Nigerians are not feeling the impact of these reforms, Nigerians have every right to complain, because Nigerians have every right to complain. You need to take this back to your principal, tell him what the masses are feeling on the street, not what you feel the masses are feeling. Because of course things might be rosy for you, because you are the corridor of power, and you don't feel what's the pain of the masses, you don't feel it at all. So of course anything people are saying could be termed as propaganda in your own ear, but to the common man, this is the reality of life, and this is the reality they are facing. This is the reality of the Nigeria today. So that is just it. Let's stop making comments that could probably maybe trigger Nigerians, because this thing is not making any sense again. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.